7 Money Supply Chapter 7.1 Introduction. Money is a medium of exchange. It is widely accepted as a means of payment. It comes in three forms: commodity money, backed by inherent value, like gold; fiat money, token money, backed by authority; and fiduciary money, backed by trust between parties, like check. Most modern monetary systems are based on fiat money. Before money was invented, exchange took place via barter. Commodities and services were directly exchanged for other commodities and services. Goods like furs, skins, salt, rice, wheat, utensils, weapons, etc. were commonly used as money. Such exchange of one commodity for another commodity is known as barter exchange or barter system. After the barter system, the metallic standard came into practice. Under it, some kind of metal such as gold or silver was used to determine the standard value of the money and currency. The face value of such currency, usually coins, was equal to their intrinsic metal value. After the metallic standard, the paper currency standard has come into practice. Under this system, paper currency notes. Money issued by the central bank circulate as unlimited legal tender. A more recent type of money is plastic money. Plastic can come in many different forms such as cash cards, credit cards, debit cards, prepaid cash cards, etc. In a modern economy, money consists mainly of currency notes and coins issued by the monetary authority of the country. In India, currency notes are issued by the Reserve Bank of India, RBI, on behalf of the Government of India, and coins are issued by the Government of India. The overall quantity of money in existence consists of a currency component and a deposit money component. Currency components are paper currency notes and coins. The former have little or no intrinsic value of their own. All paper currency notes in circulation in India consist of notes issued by the RBI. Coins are metallic money. The right of minting coins is the monopoly of the government. Both the I promise to pay the bearer the sum of XYZ, e.g., 10 rupees, countersigned be the governor of RBI. Except for the 1 rupee note which has the signature of the Finance Secretary to the Government of India. The enforcement of the legal value of currency is not just true for paper currency notes, but is also applicable for coins. Hence, coins and currency notes are termed as fiat money, issued by the order of government. They cannot be refused by any citizen of the country for settlement of any kind of transaction, and hence are also known as legal tender. Deposit. Apart from currency notes and coins, the balance in savings or current account deposits held by the public in commercial banks is also considered as money. It forms the deposit money component of the money supply. Deposit money has two components: time deposit and demand deposits are called so, as they are payable by the bank on demand from the account holder. Other deposits like fixed deposits that have a fixed period of maturity are referred to as time deposits. 7.2 Money supply in India. Money supply can be defined as the total value of money available in an economy at a point in time. In other words, it is the total stock of money that is held by the public at a particular time. Here the public means households, companies, firms, local authorities, etc. This money need not necessarily just be consumed or saved alone. It can be invested, saved, or even borrowed. This transaction in money will make sure that the real effect of money is actually more than what is printed. This is known as the money multiplier effect. Refer section 7.7. 7.2.1 The velocity of money. It is a measurement of the average rate at which money is exchanged in an economy during a given time period. For example, if 10 Indian rupees is printed, the 10 Indian rupees currency will move from A to B if A buys something from B. Similarly, the same 10 Indian rupees will move to many more people if according the number of transactions are more, and the real use of 10 Indian rupees will be higher in a highly active economy. The greater the number of monetary transactions, the greater is the velocity of money. Velocity of money equals GDP/money supply. Velocity of money usually rises with the GDP. It also affects inflation. Different countries usually have different values of velocity of money, which reflects relative development of their economy. For example, the velocity of money in USA is 2.6, while in India it is 1.3. Economies that exhibit a higher velocity of money tend to be more developed. Velocity of money also varies with the business cycle. 7.2.2 Currency in circulation. It is the total measure of the currency that has been printed and distributed by the Reserve Bank of India, excluding the amount that has been withdrawn by RBI itself, like cash reserve ratio, CRR, etc. Currency in circulation comprises of currency notes and coins with the public and cash/deposits with banks and other financial institutions. As all cash issued by RBI has a sovereign guarantee, currency in circulation is a measure of RBI's currency liability. Based on the different levels of liabilities of money, there are different indicators of money stock. 7.2.3 Measures of money stock. Reserve money. M0 it is known as central bank money, monetary base, or high-powered money. In the simplest language, M0 is currency in circulation plus deposits of commercial banks with RBI. It is the actual amount of money that is printed by the RBI. M0 equals currency in circulation plus bankers' deposits with the RBI plus other deposits with the RBI. M1. This is the narrow measure of money supply and can be represented as follows. M1 equals C plus DD plus OD, where C equals currency held by the public, DD equals demand deposits with banks, OD equals other deposits with RBI. This money supply is the most liquid measure as the money included in it can be easily used in making payments or any other transactions without the restrictions of instruments like fixed deposits. M2. M2 is a broader concept of the money supply. In addition to M1, the concept of money supply in M2 includes saving deposits with the post office savings banks. The reason for distinguishing these postal deposit money is that withdrawing these deposits is not as liquid as that of other deposits with the banks. M2 equals M1 plus saving deposits with the post office savings bank M3. M3 is a broader concept than M1. In M3, time deposits with the banks are also included. Thus, M3 equals M1 plus time deposits of all commercial and cooperative banks. M4. It is a measure that includes all deposits with the post office, which includes time deposits as well. However, the contributions made by the public to the national savings certificates are excluded from M4. M4 equals M3 plus time deposits with the post office. M0 is the base money in the economy. M1 is most liquid and easiest for transactions, whereas M4 is least liquid of all. Liquidity is also tied to the ability of banks to lend the said money. Money broadens when it is lent. M1 and M2 are known as narrow money and their values are larger than the stock of M0 or reserve money. M3 and M4 are known as broad money and have a much higher value than the narrow money. M1 plus M3 are known as commercial bank money. It represents obligations which include current accounts and savings accounts. M3 is the most commonly used measure of money supply. M1 equals currency, C, plus demand deposits, DD. Plus other deposit of RBI. M2 equals M1 plus saving deposits with post office savings banks measures of money supply. M3 equals M1 plus time deposits with the banks. M4 equals M3 plus total deposits of post office saving. Organization, excluding NSC, Figure 7.1, Measures of Money Supply. M3, M2, M1, M0, Figure 7.2, Diagrammatic representation of various measures of money. 7.2.4, Determinants of money supply. Money supply changes if the value of any of its components such as currency, demand deposits, DD, or time deposits changes. These components change due to the actions of RBI or the commercial banks. Sometimes, the preference of the people to hold hard cash over deposits in the banks affect the money supply and the money multiplier effect. These influences on money supply can be summarized by the following key ratios. 7.2.4.1, Currency deposit ratio. It can be defined as the ratio of money held by the public in cash to that they hold as deposits in banks. It reflects people's preference for liquidity. It can also be seen as a behavioral parameter that depends on the seasonal pattern of spending. For example, CDR increases during the festival seasons as people prefer to have the highest liquidity during these times to meet their spending needs. CDR equals C/D, where C, currency with public, and D, deposits with the banks. 7.2.4.2, Reserve deposit ratio. People deposit their money in banks. Banks hold a part of these deposits as reserve and can loan out the rest to create profits out of the interest earned on the loan. The reserve deposit ratio, RDR, is the proportion of the total deposits commercial banks keep as reserves. The reserve consists of vault cash with the banks themselves and deposits of banks with RBI. This reserve is used for meeting the liquidity requirements of the account holders. RBI uses various policy instruments like CRR and SLR to provide a healthy RDR in commercial banks. RDR equals reserves of bank/total deposits of banks. 7.2.4.3, Credit deposit CD ratio. CD ratio tells us how much of money banks have raised in form of deposits has been deployed as loans. A low CD ratio suggests relatively poor credit growth compared with deposit growth, indicating banks are not making full use of their resources. A high CD ratio means strong demand for credit with relatively slower deposit growth. If ratio is above a certain level, it indicates pressure on resources. 7.2.5, Money multiplier MM. It refers to how a deposit can lead to an increase in the total effect of the money supply. For example, if it deposits 10 lakhs in a bank, the bank will pay interest that leads to more money. Also, the bank will invest that money and give credit using that. This will cause the effect of money to be more than the actual 10 lakhs. So, in other words, MM equals M3/M0, where M3 is the actual output effect in the economy, while M0 is the actual money base. Also, that part of the money which is kept as reserve will not multiply. Hence, money multiplier can also be expressed as 1 money multiplier equals reserve ratio. 7.3. Few related concepts. Liquidity. It refers to the ease with which an asset, a resource with inherent or implied value, can be converted into ready cash without affecting its value. In simple terms, liquidity means how quickly you can get your hands on the cash value of an asset which you are holding. It depends on the term of the instrument, the number of buyers, etc. For example, gold has more buyers than land, and hence gold is more liquid than land. Hot money. The term hot money is used to describe money which quickly moves from one country to another in search of speculative gains. There is an inflow of hot money in an economy if the interest rates in the economy are higher than the rest of the world. But such movements of funds are very volatile and they quickly leave the economy if better returns become available in other countries. Such investors scan the market for short-term, high-interest rate investment opportunities. A typical short-term investment opportunity that often attracts hot money is the certificate of deposit. These flows lead to volatile stock markets and large fluctuations in exchange rates of the currency. Inflow of hot money appreciates the exchange rate or increases the value of the currency. On the other hand, outflow of funds depreciates the exchange rate. Hot money flows are very volatile and can cause instability in the economy of the recipient countries, such as inflationary pressures due to sudden flow of capital.